And then we are going to get ready to get started on our writing assignments. Okay? All right. First, I'd like to begin with an announcement about our writing assignments. Okay? The first thing that we need to understand, I have about 8 or 9 of us that have not done the work from the previous days. When we are writing, if you don't have your day before done, you can't move on to the next day. I still need to make sure that I'm teaching those of us who have shown responsibility and gotten those assignments done. So what you're getting ready to see, if you are someone who doesn't have your work done, is what is expected of you. Whether you finished your other days or not, you're still expected to have this work done, which means you're going to need to go back and do your other days. So let's take a moment to review what that means. Inside of Seesaw, when you go to your activities, if there are activities over here, you'll need to get them done. When you click on in progress, that means I've sent them back to you because you didn't do something correctly. So you need to get those done. We started this last week, so you'll have to go to your activities if you haven't done any of them yet, and you'll have to scroll back to find the assignment that began this last week, which started on September 28th. On September 28th, we started our research. We started researching animals' tools for survival. 6 people have still not done that assignment. Then we moved on to an introduction. Sorry, my computer's being a little slow. We moved on to an introduction sentence. 7 people have still not done that. Then we moved on to our body sentences. 8 people have still not done that. Then we moved on to our conclusion sentences. 19 people have still not done their conclusion sentence. 19, guys. 19. That is a hot mess. And I want you to know that I am taking a grade on each one of these. So 19 people right now have a 0% F on their conclusion sentence. Okay? Just because you didn't do the previous day does not mean you don't have to. You have to get your assignments done. Okay? Then we moved on to yesterday, to 2 days ago, which was our transition words. 18 people have still not written their transition words. That means 18 people have a 0% F on that assignment right now. I don't know what's changed so drastically with the amount of students that are completing their work, but I think it has to do with the fact that you're confused because you didn't do the previous days. And I understand that. So if that's what's happening to you, you need to go into your journal and you need to get that resource where our YouTube lessons are stored, and you need to start watching the lessons and getting them done. Okay? So when you go to our resource folder, you will have that Bitmoji classroom that has our YouTube link on it. It was at the very beginning of the year. So you're going to scroll back to the beginning. A lot of you have this bookmarked already, and that is super smart. Here it is. I'm going to click on our Bitmoji classroom, and I'm going to open up that YouTube channel link. Okay? Then I'm going to be watching the lesson from the day that I'm missing. So when I open up YouTube, oh, my computer's really slow, guys, I'm sorry. Go. When I open up our YouTube channel, they even have the title of the assignment inside of them. So if I miss the introduction sentence for informative writing, I'm going to look, informative writing, transition words. I'm going to click on that lesson. I'm going to watch it so that I can get the assignment done. Okay? Your writing grades are tanking because you're not completing work. I just shared, it is unacceptable that we have 19 people who have not done an assignment. That's over half the class. It's also unacceptable that we have 19 people who haven't done it when I'm sitting on office hours calling your computers to help you and you're clicking the X to ignore. I am sitting in office hours ready to help you catch up, and the people who need it are not logging in. You need to take responsibility for your work and you need to get to it. So what we're getting ready to do for today is for the 11 people who have done their work. The rest of you are going to need to spend pretty much your entire day going back and watching the lessons and completing the work. Your grade period closes tomorrow. So if I don't have these assignments by tomorrow, you are stuck with the 0% Fs. Okay? I know that that seems serious, but that's where we are, and I want to be honest with you, and I want you to understand the consequences for your choices if you are one of the 17 to 19 people who have not responded. You have 0% Fs on your report card because of that. Okay? So please make sure that you are completing your assignments and that if you are behind, you get yourself caught up today. Remember, guys, I can see your screens. Okay, so right here. I'm looking at all your screens right now. There they are. Okay, I can see what you are doing. So when I have adults message me and say, why does my kid have a 0% F? I'm able to pull up your screens and I'm able to say, well, because they chose to get on YouTube or pbskids.org instead of do their work today. So I have that proof for you. So please make sure that you are doing those assignments so that we can have positive conversations. I don't like conversations like this, but it's where we are right now. So I know that many of you are feeling frustrated because you're behind. I get that. It's your responsibility. And I'm here to help at office hours. I'm here to go through the lessons with you, whatever you need. But the people who need it aren't the people that are logging on, and it's time that you start taking responsibility. Okay? All right. So with that being said, I know that several of you are behind, but we are going to move on with our lesson so that when you get to this YouTube channel, you are ready to go with what you need. Okay? Today is our final day working on our, I don't know if I share the right screen, let me see, is the final day working on our drafts. We're going to turn these into final drafts today. So these are going to be the last thing that you are going to do with your animal adaptation paragraphs, okay? So we're going to review a rubric today and we'll talk about what that means. And I'm going to create a model for you. You're going to type your final draft on slide 2 of your response slides. You will want 2 tabs of Seesaw open, one to work on this assignment and one to see your edits from yesterday's assignment, and there's a link for that below, okay? You will click the check when you have a perfect introduction sentence, when you have perfect detail sentences, and when you have a perfect conclusion sentence. So let's talk about what perfect means. This is called a rubric. What is loading? This is how I am grading your writing. Your goal is to get 4 points on every category. That would give you an A+. Okay? As we move down, so do your grades. So if you got a 4 in a category, that's an A+. If you got a 3, that's about a C. If you got a 2, that's half of the work, which is a 50%, which is an F. If you got a 1, that is a 0%, which is an F. Okay, so here's how I will grade your work. I'm going to see, first of all, do you have a main idea? Can I tell what your sentence is about? That's a yes or a no. If it's a yes, good on you. You got 4 points. Okay, next one is a topic sentence. Is it present? That means, is there a topic sentence? And is it interesting? Yes, it's there. Yes, it's interesting. Or it's there, but it's not very interesting. It's kind of boring. Or it's not there at all. You just went straight to your facts. Okay, so that's how I'll grade your topic sentences. Then I will take a look at your details, your facts about the topic. Is it full of interesting facts? You get a perfect score if there's many facts and they're all interesting. You get an okay score if there's many facts but only some are interesting. You get a lower score if you only have 2 facts. You get a no score if you have 0 or 1 facts, because you have been asked to have 3 of those facts. Okay, so facts that are interesting. Next one, all of the facts are connected to the main idea. In other words, if my topic sentence is about animal adaptations, but I start talking to you about robots, that's a no. Robots have nothing to do with animal adaptations. Okay, so this will be connected to the main idea, are all of your details about your topic. Next way that I'll be grading you is your transition words. That was an assignment we worked on 2 days ago, where we added words like next and then and also. You either have them or you don't. It's a yes or a no. Okay. Next one, all sentences and proper nouns begin with a capital letter. That's what we worked on yesterday with your editing. You should have gone back and made all of your sentences begin with a capital letter. You can have 0 to 1 mistakes and still get an A+. If you have 2 or 3 sentences that are not capitalized, you're going to have a 3, which is about a C. If you have more than 3, you're going to have a 2, which is about half of your work. And if you have more than 4 mistakes, your paragraph is 5 sentences, so that's not going to be good. That means you didn't pay attention very well. Last 2 things that I will grade you on is all sentences have proper punctuation. So is there a period, an exclamation mark, or a question mark at the end of your sentences? Again, it's the same thing. Based on how many mistakes you make is the grade that you'll get. Okay. Last one is all sentences make sense. If I read your sentence and I have no clue what it says because your words are not in a good order, not going to be a great grade. If they make sense, cool, you got all your points. If one of your sentences is confusing, you'll get 3 points. If 2 are confusing, you'll get 2 points. If more than 2 are confusing, that's pretty much your whole article, because your article is only 3 or 5 paragraphs, 5 sentences, okay? So this is how I'm grading you, which means you can grade yourself. So after you finish your work, you can come look at this as a checklist and say, okay, did I have a main idea? Yep. All right, do I have a topic sentence? Where's it at? Oh, I do, yeah. You can grade yourself here. You can say, I didn't put a transition word. Oh no, let me go do that. And then you can fix it. So this is exactly how you're going to be graded. So you can see if you get an A+ before you ever turn it in. Okay, this is how I will be grading you. What questions are there about the rubric? Questions about the rubric? Yes, Sophia.
How are we gonna do it?
How are you what?
Grade it.
Right here, I just went over that. This is what I'm using to grade you. Huh?
Like us, how are we gonna grade it?
By looking at your work and seeing if you have these things. So you would read your paragraph and you would say, do I have a main idea? And then you could say yes or no. And then you could say, do I have 4 sentences? And on your work, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I do. All right, so this is how you're being graded. You can grade yourself by looking at it as a checklist, okay? All right, Elijah.
Is the main idea in the topic sentence?
Yes, your main idea should be in your topic sentence. So, and then the rest of your body should be about that as well. So if you have a great topic sentence, but then your details are about something completely different, I would say you don't have a main idea because you talked about different things. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Other questions about the rubric, Terrence?
It won't let me turn off the video. Yeah,
that
I
working
keep
now?
pressing it and it don't work.
Okay, we'll see if it connects next time. Sometimes Zoom is funky like that. I'm sorry, I know it's frustrating. All right. Justin and John, you need to sit up, kiddos. Oh, Justin, you are sitting up. Sorry. John, up, up, up. All right, awesome. So this is how you're going to be graded, okay? So you will complete your work on slide 2. This is how your work looks right now. It's blank. So I'm going to show you what you will do today by doing it, okay? So we saw that your work from yesterday is in this link. So I'm going to press that control button and then click it, and that's going to open up a new tab. It's going to bring me to my work from yesterday where I edited my draft. So yesterday, if you did your work correctly, you should have already used your pen or pencil tool and fixed your capitalization, your punctuation, and making sure your sentences make sense. So your work's done. Now all you got to do is type it, okay? So here's my work from yesterday where I edited. Here's my work from today that I have to complete. So I'm going to add a response. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to split my screen into 2 windows so that I can see both of my work pages at the same time. So I do that by pressing these double squares, and that makes my work smaller, okay? So then when I go to Seesaw, I can see my work right here, and then I can just type it. It says, use the label tool to record your perfect final draft of your informative paragraph about animal adaptations. You will be graded with the rubric on slide 1. And then I have directions that say type here. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to start typing there. So I'll erase type here, because obviously that's not part of my sentence. And I'll look right here, animals. I have a capital A. Animals have many useful adaptations which help them survive. I have a question. Should you guys be copying exactly what I'm saying on your work? Shake your head yes or no. No. I had 3 people do that yesterday. On their edits, they went and copied my exact paragraph. What? You guys have worked too hard to throw that away and copy what I have. This is your work, the sentences you have created, okay? So there's my first sentence. Now I'm going to add my second sentence. I have a capital letter. One example is camouflage. Okay, which is an adaptation. And I'm being very careful as I'm typing to make sure that I'm typing exactly what I have, to make sure that it makes sense, to make sure that every piece of information is there, which helps animals blend in to their environment so they aren't eaten or seen by predators or prey. I'm not making new information today. That's already done. We've done our research, we've done our draft. I'm just copying this perfectly here. Just like if I were to be writing a book, I would want it to look perfect. I wouldn't want it to have all these random ink marks. I wouldn't want it to have mistakes like no capitals. I'd want it to be perfect. So I'm going to copy each one of my sentences. In addition, ooh, look, I just noticed this is not capitalized. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to fix it. Okay? Now, let's pretend that I've typed everything. So everything has been typed. Now I'm going to go back to slide 1 and I'm going to say, do I have a main idea? Well, let's go read the work. Yeah, all of that is about animal adaptations. I do. I have a main idea. Okay? Topic sentence is present. Where's my topic sentence? Oh, look, right there. Animals have useful adaptations which help them survive. I do. I have a topic sentence and I think it's interesting. Okay? Interesting facts about the topic. I'm going to go look. Well, there's one interesting fact. Okay, and we're pretending I have my whole thing. Yep, I do. Okay, so my facts are there. Facts are connected to the main idea. Yeah, I just read them. I used a transition word. Let me see. Oh, look right here. One example. There's a transition word. Yep, I did that. Has at least 4 sentences. I'm going to go count. There's one period. There's a second period. Here's a third period. There's a fourth period. And my last one was a question. Yeah, I have at least 4 sentences. I have 5. All sentences begin with a capital letter. Let's go look. There's a capital letter. There's a capital letter. Do you see what I'm doing? Every single sentence I'm checking before I click that check. Here's what's impossible. Yep, it's all good. You can't review all of that quickly. You can't read all of that, check that many things. So you need to look at each individual item. Jalen, put those down. Okay? So you're looking at each item and you're grading yourself. So you are typing your introduction sentence, your 3 detail sentences, and your conclusion sentence perfectly today. This is the last day of our informative writing, okay? What questions can I answer about the expectation? What questions can I answer about your expectation? Levin.
We're supposed to put all of it together just in one sentence.
Yep, you're putting all of it together in one place. So this is called a final draft. This is the last piece of publishing that you would do as an author.
Okay.
Okay. Aiden L.
I couldn't get done with that because each time you send me that other seesaw thingy, it just etched me out of it.
Okay, if you need to share your screen with me later so we can solve that, I'd be happy to help.
Okay.
All right, so I want to be clear. This is the expectation for everybody. Whether you are part of the 11 that are done or you are part of the 19 that have not turned in their other work. This is an expectation. This is graded. This is on your report card. Okay, so you need to right now, if you are one of those 19 people who haven't done the assignments from the previous days, that is what you're doing right now. And you're going to keep working until you get all of them done and are ready for your final draft. And if you have questions, you're going to message me. You're going to send me a question on Seesaw with your work, or you're going to log in at 12 o'clock for office hours today so that we can get you caught up and I can help you understand what's expected. But every single person right now is working on their writing, whether you're working on your final draft or you're working on the assignments you haven't done yet. They will be done, or they will be 0% Fs in your grade book. Okay? Is that clear to everybody? Okay. I also want to make sure that I'm being clear. You are not going to say, oh, I just don't have to do this until 12 o'clock. No, you're still trying to do this. If you show up at 12 o'clock and you say, I don't know what to do, I'm not going to help you because you have video lessons to watch. You have instructions that you can hear or read. You have an example on the sample student. You have a lot of support and help. So if you log in at 12, it's because you have a specific question. Ms. Sousa, I did my research, but I don't understand what a topic sentence is. Now I can help you. But if you just do nothing right now, which I can see on your screens, and then you log in at 12 saying, I don't get it, I'm not going to help you because you did not take personal responsibility for this assignment. Is that clear? Okay, awesome. All right, so you are getting 10 minutes of extra work time today because that is all that I have. So I'm going to stay on Zoom here for 10 minutes in case there are extra questions. You're getting ready to go work on your final draft or your work that you haven't done yet. This will be turned in today, and then it will be graded and you'll get it back. And again, you've seen exactly how I'm grading you. I'm using that rubric, okay? Everybody is going to log back in at 10:30 for math. 10:30, you will be back on for math. Between now and then, You are taking your 10-minute break and you are working on your writing assignment, whether it's your final draft or the other assignments that you need to finish. All right? Okay. If you do not have any questions or do not need help, goodbye. I will see you at 10:30. If you do have questions, please stay logged on. I'd be happy to help you out.